I got hired as an operator, and after I left the apprenticeship, but in some ways I really felt like a dog, because this left Teri all alone out there, and she had a rough time. I think probably one of the things that kept her going, well, besides the fact that she was absolutely indomitable, was that she had her daughter with her, and so, you know, she was her daughter's sole support, so
yeah.
she needed this job.
Taking the paycheck.
And so she really hung in there, and she fought every inch of the way. But, you know, Teri never could not come out swinging if there was a fight going on, you know. And I truly believe she's the only person I've ever known that I think could have made it through that program the way things were. They actually held her an extra year in the apprenticeship program, even though she was very, very talented. She was a very athletic person. She was small of stature, but so were some of the linemen. And she searched these guys out and said, okay, you know, I know you've got tricks. Teach me your tricks. Right. You know, how do you do it? Because there are, of course, ways to do it. You know, you use rigging to you know, get leverage on things. You make the helper, you know, do things that'll help you with your job and so on. But she did a lot of that kind of stuff, and she was very good at the job. She really was, and they had support from a number of the guys because of that. But they held her over a year in the apprenticeship. She went, okay, if I have to do another year, I do another year. And I got her lineman card. And she worked for, I think, 2 years as a line worker. And then that accident happened. And she was on one of the trouble crews. And I think, if I've got that right, either that or they just got called out because they had a problem on the lines going from the Cedar Falls plant to Seattle, and so that's out near North Bend. So they were working at night in a storm, and this tree had come down on the wire, and it was a transmission line. So that's a lot of tensile strength.
Oh yeah, okay.
And large wires. And so this tree had come down on top, and she was cutting a limb away, and you know, the guys she was working with didn't see it coming either, because they would not have, you know, they would not have encouraged an accident. But because it was dark, they really couldn't see exactly how much strain was on this line. Mm-hmm. And when she cut a limb, the wire was set free and propelled this, basically it was the top of a tree, up into the air. It came back down on her neck and slammed her into the bucket of the truck. But in so doing, broke her neck. And unlike jobs in town, where the fire department, they come, you know, immediately when there's an industrial accident involving the city light. This was outside the city, and there was like no first aid available. And luckily, Teri could just feel that this was not how it was supposed to be, and her head was kind of floating free out here. She actually held her own head, and I think got one of the crew to help hold, just with their hands, hold her head in place until they got to the city limits and the fire department could take over. And, you know, if her head had slipped, she would have died. You know, so it too was a serious accident. But it was more just, you know, as I recall, she had the support of the people on that crew because she had won it through a lot of hard fighting.